That is right, guys. We are doing another YouTube war, yet another YouTube war, right? But we've got some really, really good players in this one. Madman Dan is awesome. Hambone HQ, awesome. Panzer J is awesome. Categoric Cow, he's a little bit new, but he's part of my personal play group. And he's a very intelligent guy. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this.
Are you sure about that?
And what you see in front of you here is a program that I have thrown together. It is going to be a lottery draft a la NBA, and I think the MLB is going to start doing a lottery draft now too, if you guys are interested in that kind of thing. So what this does is we're going to roll some dice, and we're going to get our order here. You know, whoever gets the highest die roll is going to go here in first, all the way down to whoever gets the lowest die roll will be down here in fifth place. And then the program will run a lottery draft, which means the person who has the best odds is going to get 20 entries into the lottery. I believe I put second place as 17 selections or ping pong balls in the lottery, and then 15, 14, and 13 for fifth place. So it does have weighted odds. That's why we're doing the dice roll first. The reason I'm doing this is because hopefully this game will continue on, and as we play more and more games, it will function the way it does in some of the pro leagues, where the people who lost the most recent game will get better odds to get their first choice of major faction in the next game, which I think is a fun little deal.
A little bit spicy.
We're kind of new as a group, so we're going to have random selection. We're just going to roll some dice, and that is going to be our starting draft order for this first lottery draft. We're also going to run a little test function first, so once we roll the dice and get our order, I made this test main function here that's going to run the trial 10,000 times, and we should see the average placement be correct. So the way that I've set up these lottery picks, first place should have a 25% chance to get the first selection slot, all the way down to a 16% chance for the person in fifth to get the first pick in the major power draft. So it's going to be fun, guys. I have actually been recording myself talk on my phone here. Hey. That way I can get this all in one take, and it'll be nice and fair. The guys have trusted me to do this on my own, so let's get to it. Let's switch over to the camera now. So I texted the guys, and I got their dice colors. I told them to choose their champion, and they were gracious enough to do that for me. So let's see if I can jerry-rig this so I can set my stand down here. Very nice. That should be good enough. It'll be a little bit sideways, but that's okay. We'll grab our pin. So I already showed this to you, but this is in the order of people who replied to me. So Dylan went first, got red. Hambone replied next, took the blue. Madman Dan took the white. Panzer J said black, but if you look at this die in person, it's actually green. So, and then I've got the yellow, which I think is the best color. I probably would have taken that first. So let's roll these dice, guys, and see what our initial order is for the first inaugural lottery draft of Global War 1936 with this particular play group. Okay. Ooh, so we got a 12. That is Dylan. So Categoric Cow is in the number 1 slot. Good pick, Dylan. We've got Panzer J here with a 9. So he will be the number 2 slot. We've got a 6, which is me, coming in at number 3.
Yeah, boy. And
then Madman Dan is white at the 4. And poor Hambone rolled a 2, so he will have only a 16% chance to get that first pick in our major power draft. So walking back over to my desktop here. Hey guys, you can kind of see me. And let's switch back on over to the screen view here, which I am still recording. It hasn't stopped. You can see here that our recording is now at 6 minutes. Okay, so now that we're back over here, let's type in our Okay, so let's run our first trial. As I said, this is going to run 10,000 times. It's going to record our data in this little dictionary here. And then we're going to do some math and print out our average placement for each person. So there's our 10,000 trials. It's pretty quick. We've got our person in first who's getting first the majority of the time. But he's only placing, about 0.5 ahead of Hambone. So while it is weighted pretty heavily, or a significant amount for first place, there is still a decent chance that Hambone can end up with that first slot. So what we're going to do now is go and do the real deal. So let's put this test function away. And let's bust out our real function, which is just a scripted sequence of events. This is all just kind of flavor stuff. You don't have to worry about the honesty of this because the lottery actually happens with these two functions. So as soon as I hit play, the lottery is going to be done, but it's going to string us along a little bit, and we're going to announce the draft order one at a time. All right, guys, that's all the explaining I've got. Let's, why don't we go ahead and do it? Shall we begin? I think yes. I've already seen these a bunch of times, so now I just got to watch them again. All the little gifs I put in here. This movie is Emperor's New Groove, by the way. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's for a bit of a younger audience, but it's got a fond place in my heart. Wow, look at that. In the number 5 slot, it's me. That's a bummer. So I don't get a pick since I'm going last, so I'll just get whatever everybody else doesn't pick. Dang, man, in the trials, I was going off. I was getting first or second every time. And then, of course, in the real thing, I got 5th. So let's see who's number 4. Dylan! Man, so we got bad home field advantage here. Dylan is my best friend in the world, so it just makes sense that we're right next to each other at the bottom of our draft. We're actually going to be sharing a table in this game because Dylan is part of my personal play group. So I guess it makes sense that we're 4 and 5. Number 3 is Madman Dan at number 3. So I'm not going to announce number 2. I actually scripted it to... I love this gift, by the way. She can't make up her mind. So we're going to go right to the first pick because, it's no fun if you just announce the second and then the first. So we're down to Panzer J and Hambone. And the first pick in the 2022 Major Power Global War 1936 draft is... Wait for it. Pick. He was last. He was number 5, and he got the 4th pick. And Categoric Cow was number 1, and he ended up with the 4th pick. That's crazy. So here's the final selection order, guys. It's going to be Hambone, Panzer J, Madman Dan, Categoric Cow, and little old me at the bottom. That's a bummer, but that's okay. I love playing all of them, so I'm excited to see where I end up. So that's it, guys. We haven't decided on our expansions yet, though we're honing in on, I think, 3 that we're going to do. So with that being said, Hambone, you're on the clock. I'll see you guys later.